Pulse. Welcome UNLV students to the Shotokan Karate Studies program. By now you should know you've already warmed up, you've gotten the warm-up that you feel your body needs, you're adequate for starting the program this morning. So let's go ahead and get started with our typical, quick, general warm-up. Ready? And Hajime. Ichi. Ni. San. Yon. Go. All right, warmed up good there. Let's turn to the side, bring our heels to our glutes. Good, all right. Let's go ahead and do some high knees as well. Get my workout recorded, here we go. High knees. You can do this slow, just like I'm doing. Again, just bringing your knees up. You can do it fast if you feel like kind of bouncing a little bit, working your calves a little bit. Or if you want to go slow, go slow. And yame. All right, let's come up on our toes, stretching out our calves. And yame. Very good. All right, let's go ahead and do some body hip twists. And yame. Good. Arm up, across the side, stretching out our shoulder. Good, other side. Again, don't hold these too long. Just doing dynamic stretches here. Nothing too static, nothing being held for too long. Switching over. Other side. Good. Feet just widen shoulder width. Go down, touch the floor. Go to the right. Back to center. Go to the left. Back to center. All right, make that a little wider. We're gonna go down to the right, turning up on our left heel, stretching out our hamstring. Good, now we're gonna turn to the left in a long front stance. Pushing on the quad here, pushing the knee over the toe. And down to a runner stand, or a runner stretch. Good. Back up. All right, we're gonna do everything to the other side now. Leaning to the left onto the right heel. Toes pointed up. Stretching out your hamstring. All right, let's rotate that all the way around. Good front stance, long, deep, pushing on the quad, pushing the knee out over the toe, getting a good stretch. Transition that into a runner stretch. And come back to center, come back standing. Good. Turn around, fix your gi. Back to me. Yoi. Subirachi. Free. Yoi. Seiza. Dojo Kun. 一つ人格完成に人を盛ること。一つ誠の道を守ること。一つと力の精神を養うこと。一つ礼儀を重んずること。一つ景気の湯を戒めること。Ready? That's it. よい。しばらくち。Ready? よい。So today's class is an advanced class. This is advanced class number 10. And what we're looking at today is actually trying to pull Bunkai from Kata. So at this level, again, you're an advanced student, so you understand what I'm talking about when I'm asking about pulling Bunkai from a Kata. The Kata that we're looking at will be more advanced Katas. So all this week, the classes that I've been putting out are around exactly the same thing. So for beginners, I just pulled Bunkai out of the beginning Kata, hand Shotokan, and kind of turned those into Kumite so that those students could practice Kumite and understand what Kumite is. For my intermediate students, I started to pull from hand Nidan all the way up to Teki Shotokan and pulled various Bunkai from those kata. So today we're going to look at some kata. I will start with Basadai. We'll probably do Konkudai, Konkusho, maybe, Jion, and MP. Now I don't know that we'll have time to get through all of those, but what we'll do is perform each kata, and after we perform the kata, we will pull some Bunkai from that kata to kind of demonstrate a real world application of that kata, and again how you can practice it as a kumite with a partner if one's available, or just in general as an individual student trying to practice kumite, because at this belt level, and even as you start to test for some of the higher belt levels, you will have to do and pull kumite from Bunkai and kata. I'm sorry, so you're pulling from kata, Bunkai, and turning those into kumite so that you can actually do some practice, so that you can actually create kumite situations as a demonstration for your instructors or for your senseis. All right, so keeping all that in mind, let's go ahead and start. We'll warm up with Teki Shotokan. All right, so even though I'm not going to pull kata or pull Bunkai from Teki Shotokan this morning, what I'd like to do is just warm up with a good Teki Shotokan, and then we'll move into, like I said, we'll move into Basadai. We'll pull some kumite Bunkai from Basadai, and then we'll kind of move forward depending on the time that we have, and just move into some of those more advanced kata. All right, so let's go ahead and do Teki Shotokan. Now I have plenty of room to there, so I'm going to move over to the side just a little bit here. All right, all the kata that we're going to do today will be done at your own speed and pace, so I'm not going to be counting. Again, you know these kata at this belt level, so again, your own speed and pace. We'll go through protocol together, so we're starting together. So hopefully, typically we should be ending at about the same time as well. Within 1, 2, 3 seconds of each other is where we should be ending. This is a warm-up, so you can go kind of slow, so I'm not expecting power and speed here. I'm just expecting a warm-up level, so this one we might be off by a few seconds just getting through this one, but again, let's go through this one as a warm-up. All right, so go through protocol together and we'll begin. Ready? Teki Shotokan. and yame. Pulse, very good. All right, so good warm up. You've already done your body warm up, stretching, got some dynamic stretching in, and your heart rate is up. We've gone through a good kata there to start class. Let's go ahead and go through Basadai. All right, so again, going through this one at a regular speed, all right, not slowing it down, not speeding it up. This is not competition speed. Just want you to go through the kata, all right, and then we're gonna pull some bunkai from it, do it as a little bit of a kumite exercise, and then we'll move on from there, all right? So, this is where I like to start this particular kata. Gives me plenty of room here. Ready? Protocol together again. Asai. All right, yame, good. All right, so what people typically pull out of Basadai is after your third, your shutos, right? So if you do this one, you come back fast to here. Typically, this is the one that everybody pulls Bunkai from because it's very simple, but it's also very effective, right? You pull from here, so you've done a shuto block. Someone's arm is here. You're grabbing an arm, taking it up and around, and then kicking to their leg here as the attacker. Oizuki punch gets blocked with Shuto Uke. The hand now gets taken up and around, opening up this leg for that kick, bringing your opponent straight to the ground. Again, that one's very simple. I feel like it's overdone due to its simplicity. So I'm going to pull some different bunkai today for us to work with. So I'm going to pull after the turn, right? So right after that. So now we've done this kick, right? And you're in a Shuto Uke here, okay? So what I'd like to start with is just standing in Shizentai, okay? For kumite purposes, you would call height. Your opponent drops back into Getamura. Call height again when you're ready. Your opponent's going to step forward as if they're trying to come down with a bear hug. So they're coming down with both arms to grab you. All right, so what are you doing? Based on the kata, we are bringing our arms up to block their arms coming in. We're double hammer fist here to their sides, and then an Oizuki punch straight to the chest. Okay? So what does that again look like for the attacker? As the attacker, I'm here. You call height when you're ready. I move forward, Oizuki punch, sorry. I move forward with my attack, coming down, it gets blocked up. My sides are now struck by your double fists, and then a punch to the chest. All right, that's the end of the kumite. You would both come back to Yoi, Subidachi, ready? All right. So protocol is the same for all kumite, right? If you're not familiar with kumite at this point, you very well should be. This is where you're starting here, both you and your opponent facing each other in shizentai. The attacker listens for the defender's commands. The first command is hai. That means you're ready. At that point, the attacker will drop back into geian. And then whenever the defender says hai again, they're ready for the attack. Okay, in this situation, you're coming up to try to grab them. That gets blocked. Double tetsu. Chest punch. After that, you both come back to subidachi or shizentai, ready stance. Bow. And then you can switch places. Now the attacker can become the defender. Okay, we would call this like basadai kumite. Basadai kumite, hai. Now what was the defender, now the attacker drops back, and hai. Block, tetsu, punch. Back. Okay, that's simple. Let's practice that a few times as the defender, because that's what this class is really about, is the defender and really looking at the bunkai that we're pulling from the kata. So I'll do this from the front, and then we'll do it again from the sides. Okay, so we're here. Hai. 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 All right, again from this side. Basadai kumite, or yeah, we'll call it basadai kumite. Basadai kumite. Hai. Hai. All right, let's turn to this side. Ready? Basadai kumite. Hai. Hai. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to do with each one of the kata that we are performing today, is actually pull a bunkai from that kata, so you know exactly what I'm talking about whenever we do that portion of the kata, and you understand how that would be applied in a defensive situation. All right, so let's go ahead and go to kankudai. All right, kankudai is a fairly complex kata. It's probably one of the longest katas. It has the most kihon techniques in the kata. So this is a long one. I'm only going to pull one bunkai from this one, and again, it's going to be one of those that is not common. All right, so let's get together, ready to perform the kata kankudai. All right. Again, this is kankudai. This is one of those that's going to have that kick to the rear. So make sure you have room whenever you start for that kick. All right, so I'm typically going to step forward just a little bit here. All right. Again, protocol together, and then we'll perform the kata at your own speed and pace. Okay? Shizentai. Sudachi, right? Yoi. Kankudai. And Hajime. Yame. Good. Long kata. I made a couple of mistakes that I know I could probably point them out. You may be able to point them out as well. I know my mistakes came in moving in this direction. Here, you come up from this low shuto to here. This turn should only be the punch, no step, before you come up with your kick. I know specifically I took a step, so I was kind of performing Konku Sho. And then on my turn, so after this portion here, this should come down and then down and not together, so that cross block was a little off. That said, that's the portion of this kata that I want to focus on to pull my bunkai from today. So this is that cross block. All right, so again, you've made the turn. All right, so you're here, you've done your elbow strike, gate on block. All right, and now you're turning, and you're blocking, up. All right, and at this point, you're doing that turn. All right, so I just want to focus on that section really quickly to kind of understand what's happening there. So we're going to start from here. So for this one, your attacker is doing a kick. All right, so you're starting facing each other again here. All right, so your attacker is performing a maigeri front kick. All right, so again, from this position, whenever you're ready as the defender, you say height, your attacker is going to move forward. Kick. Okay, there's their kick. That didn't work out. They're going to strike down. All right, that gets blocked at that. Again, Juji-uke is down. Cross block goes up. And now you're going to take control of their hand. All right, so you're taking control of their hand, turning, right, bringing it over your shoulder for a good break. All right, yes, I'll go ahead and call it a break. All right, so either that elbow is going to get hyper extended in the opposite direction, or it's going to break. So there's going to be something happening with that arm that puts that arm into a lot of pain, maybe even pain compliance at some point. Okay, so what does that look like as the attacker? Well, you know, we just did it, right? You're here, you say height, your opponent steps back. Height again, you're ready. There's your kick. Stepping into kibidachi, block the kick. Now comes the strike down, up, grab the wrist, taking control, step through and around. Now their arm is right here resting across your shoulder, and you got good compliance as you either pull down and break, or just compliant in holding their hand like this, okay, with your thumbs in the back of the hand, right, pain compliance there. So again, their arm is right here across your shoulder, and you've got pain compliance in the hand here. Or as you hold the hand, you grab and pull down. Pull down as you stand up. All right, so again, that's more pain compliance, or it's going to be an elbow break, or something in that arm is going to give. So that's what you're looking for here. All right, so again, this is not something that I feel is typically focused on in pulling bunkai out of kata, especially this particular kata. All right, so again, let's do that from the front, and then we'll go to the sides. Ready? Height. Height. All right, just like that. Again, fairly simple. What you do again in the kata is after this, when you're up, you're turning, but you don't turn all the way so that you face this direction. So it's a 270-degree turn, basically. All right, because you're here, up, turning all the way to here. So instead of that, you typically keep your hands here in front of you and slow close your fists for that nizuki, or that knee getting that's coming. So you're not doing that full 270-degree turn. You're just going to step through turn, Let's do it again. Height. Height. Step through, getting an arm over your head to here. All right, pain compliance. And then you can step through and away to check where they are, if they're still in the fight, or if you want to retreat. All right, so let's do this from the side. I think you'll get a little bit more out of it. Ready? Kankudai Kumite. Hai. Hai. Okay. Hopefully you can see that a little bit better, exactly what I'm trying to do and trying to focus on to get pain compliance or to, again, take someone out of that fight. Let's go to this side. Ready? Kankudai Kumite. Hai. Hai. Okay. Very good. All right, so, and another thing, as far as this particular kata is concerned, as your opponent is coming in for that kick, you have this option to do this jujuyuke, this cross block down. All right, in the kata, it's more of a strike, and then it comes down with the block. So you can perform it that way if you would like, all right, just to keep it more pure to the kata, okay? Now, a lot of the bunkai that you're going to pull out of kata is going to be slightly different, right? There's going to be nuances that aren't exactly like the kata. So you'll see, okay, I know where he pulled that from. I could tell where that came from, right, without me telling you what the kata is. But there might be these little changes that are put into effect because you're in a real world situation and people are different. Human beings are smaller or taller, shorter, you know, things like that. So the way that you might do something might look slightly different, all right? But if the kick is coming in, it can be struck away, then blocked, okay? So it can be struck, like you see the kick coming, right? So you're striking, because in the kata it's this, then that. There's really no reason to have your hand up in this situation as that kick is coming in, right? You see the kick, so it's just, I'm going straight to the cross block. Then the hammer fist is coming down or some strike from the top where you're doing that, grabbing and bringing it across your shoulder. All right, so you can keep it more pure if you would like to drive that kick and then block it and then go back up. Again, it's up to you. Okay, so again, as the opponent, I'm back. You're speaking, Kankudai Kumite, height, we're both ready, step back, now you're ready, so you say height again, kick, strike down, pain compliance, tap, okay? So again, that's how this should work if you're working with a partner. Hopefully, I really hope that you have the ability to do some of this stuff with a partner at some point, if not today, right now, that at some point you do have the ability to work with a partner and go through some of these and actually see what it's like as the attacker and as the defender to really understand, wow, this really does work, or that does make sense, or maybe it doesn't make sense, so you change it up a little bit and you understand what will make sense in a real world situation. If something like this were to ever come up and you think to yourself, okay, instinct take over, someone's kicking, you blocked it, there's that strike, I know what to do now, okay? I've blocked up, I'm gonna take control of this arm and do what we practiced, what I've practiced, okay? So I highly suggest taking a lot of your kata and breaking it down into doing things like this, okay? Even if you break down, just take one kata and break down several parts of it. Okay, what I'm doing today is just taking each kata and breaking down one particular part of it. But you can do this with all of your kata and you can break down more than one piece of it. You can break down several pieces of it, practice it, understand how it would fit into a real world situation, and do that as kumite for the day. Take a particular kata, han yandan, and say, all right, let's break this down into kumite. How can we break each section down into a kumite so that I can work with a partner we can work together both on the kata itself, but on applying it to the real world. Okay? All right, so let's do Jion. All right, let's do Jion. Jion is rarely performed. I don't think we've done it in class very often here, with me especially. So let's do Jion. Maybe we have, because I have to do a correction step, all right, with Jion. When I perform the kata, I have to do correction, and I'll announce when I'm doing that correction step, and it's just because I don't have enough room here in this dojo area. So I'll announce my correction and move back. It's at the beginning, I have to move back. And then again, on my way back, going this direction, typically I have to move back maybe 1 or 2 steps so that I have room to move forward with the kata. And again, you'll hear me say correction, something like that as I go through the kata. The particular part that we're going to work on is the really fast part. Okay, it's the really fast part after you're back here and you're moving back in this direction for the second time. Okay, and it goes kind of fast. That's what we're going to break down today. All right, so let's go ahead and do Jion. All right, make sure you have the room for your first step back, right? Because you're stepping back into that Zen Tusudachi front stance. All right, so I'm going to start here. Let's go through protocol together. Back to Yoi. Jion Yoi here. All right, at your own speed and pace. Ready? Hajime. Jion! Correction. Correction. And Yame. Good. Again, barring corrections, you should have finished about the same time as I did. Okay, so what part of Jion are we breaking down? So as you move back the second time on your way, so you start here, we go here, and then there, and then we move forward here. We do our turn with our Manji Yuke, our crossbody punch, Manji, crossbody punch, coming down. We're doing the wrist slaps, 2, 3. We get back to here, a couple more Kihon techniques, and then you move forward. So this is the part that I'm going to work on as you're moving forward the second time. All right. So I'm not really concerned with you bringing your knee up there. We're starting here. Cross block. Back fist, punch or geiran, Shotokan uchi. All right. So let's look at it quick so you can kind of see what it looks like. I'm going to try to do it without doing this other portion. Sometimes it's difficult for me to remember without starting or having more context to it. But okay, from here it's. Is that right? Let me think about it again. So if we're here, all right, so it is this and there. All right, so cross block as you're stepping with your right foot in. All right, so you can do this right or left because the cross block is a cross block, right? Whether you're here or here, what really matters is where your next moves are coming. Okay, so if you're cross blocking there, back fist, it's difficult to do that back fist kind of off center with your legs changed position. Okay, so your right foot would be in front for that back fist. This is a block, making sure there's nothing coming. You're protecting your head for that back fist strike. A punch or a block, so gate on level, as this hand comes back in preparation for what could be, right, either a punch or a back fist strike. Okay, so how does this work as a kumite? All right, so I am the defender. Jion kumite, height. You step back, height. As you step forward with your punch, I'm driving it up, out of the way, grabbing that arm, pulling it, back fist strike to your face. Now I'm releasing this arm, punching to the stomach area as this hand comes back, either for a back fist strike or a punch to the face, jaw area. Then you would step back, bow out to one another, and switch places. What does this look like for the attacker? All right, as the attacker, Jion kumite, height. I step back. All right, whenever you're ready, you say height again. Height. I step forward with my punch. That gets driven up by the cross block. That hand now is held in place over here to the side. The back fist comes in, striking me here in the nose or the jaw. Then the hand gets released. I'm still open. Gate on punch to the stomach area here. And then that other punch or back fist, depending on the person, depending on height, depending on size, whether you want to, again, as the attacker, punch or strike down. Are you coming from here or here? Here or there? So, right, as the attacker, this is blocked off, the hand is now dropped, punch, either a punch straight to the face, right in this area, or that back fist again to the face, jaw. All right, that's the kumite. You both step back, bow to one another, and decide if you're trading places. All right, so let's do that again here, as the defender. Ready? Jion kumite, height, height. All right, and you don't have to go very fast. All right, I'm going fast, I don't have a partner. All right, so if you want to slow it down because you're working with a partner, slow it down so that you're both, one, not getting hurt, but two, so that you understand each of the techniques and again, the flow when you're actually using another human being to work with. Okay, let's turn to the side. Ready? Jion kumite, height, height. Okay, again, from this side. And again, remember that in the kata, this is a block, right? Whenever you first do that first strike, this is a block. But because that fist, because you blocked up here, you're taking that fist and pulling your opponent towards you for that first back fist strike. Then the punch, and then from there, it may be easier to really say that this is a punch. Because once you punch them in the stomach, they're leaned over, opening them up straight for that punch. Right? So, think about it again. It's going to depend on your partner. If you're really using someone to go through these kumite with, it's really going to depend on them and how they react. Right? Are they more pulling back and away? Then you land that back fist strike. Are they really up close and right in front of you? More power, more momentum for that punch that comes up. Okay? Let's go from this side. Ready? Jion Kumite. Hai. Hai. All right. I slowed that one down quite a bit. I'm going to do it again. Slow, but this time I'm going to face you. Ready? Jion Kumite. Hai. Hai. Lock. Grab. Back fist. Punch. Punch. Back to ready. Bow. And change places. All right. Let's do that one a couple more times, just because it can go really fast, and because in the kata, it does go really fast. All right, that's a very quick combination of Kihon techniques that you're really putting together quickly. So let's just do it one more time, a couple more times from the side, just so you can see what that looks like. Okay, ready? Jion Kumite. Hai. 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 All right, one more time, this time from the side, and this time slowed down slightly. Ready? Jion Kumite. Hai. Hai. All right, yame. Oh, it's very good. So again, you can take this class and you can kind of pause, right? So you can go through and say, all right, let's work with a partner. I'm going to pause this section, right? We've done the kata jion. I know what the kumite looks like, so now I'm going to pause the video and we're going to work together for a few minutes, back and forth. I'm going to be the attacker, then I'm going to defend, and then I'm going to attack, and then I'm going to defend. Do that 2, 3, 4 times, and then come back to the video. Go on with the next kata or whatever it happens to be, if that's how you prefer to work out. That would be a very good class, a very good workout, again, especially if you're able to work with a partner. If you're not able to work with a partner, it's great to just stand here and do this class with me and work and listen to me and what we're saying, right? Whenever I come back to here and say Jion Kata or Jion Kumite, Hai, you can practice. All right, I'm going to be the attacker. I just said Hai, I'm going to step back. He said Hai again. Punch, gets moved, punch, punch. Back. Okay, now I'm going to be the attacker. Okay, so again, you can use this class in a number of different ways, and that's the beauty of it. So, we have time, I believe. Let's go ahead and do MP. So MP, again, more of an advanced kata. I could do MP or I could do Kankusho. Kankusho is one of my favorite kata. But I think this MP is kind of important to understand this Agi-Zuke. So let's do MP. All right. No corrections needed here for MP. I just have to start over to the side because a lot happens here, and then along the line here, and then you end up, I think, even though I start there, I'll end up about here. Okay, and again, not very typical for a lot of kata. Typically, you start and end in approximately the same space. I usually start over there. I'll probably end about right here in my final Shuto Uke. All right, so take your space into consideration, and let's do MP. We'll go through protocol together. Yoi, Subidachi, right. Yoi. MP. Your own speed and pace. Ready? Hajime. and yame, os. Very good. All right, so that is your kata MP. And what I want to break down here, this may be one of those things that gets broken down a lot more often as opposed to what we've done before in this class. Because I could break down this section here, where you're in this back stance, throwing these cross punches and shoot those. All right, but what I want to break down is the main focus of the kata MP, and that is agezuki. Okay, so first comes the gedan, agezuki, the knee strike as you move in and across and cover your entire body for the block. All right, so we don't need the block at the end, but what I want to focus on is that initial part. Okay, so from here we're going to start in Shizentai. MP kumite. Hai. Your opponent steps back. Now they're going to attack with a, what would you think? Because you're stepping into gedan, they're going to attack with a maegeri. Right, so as you're here, you say height, they step with their kick, you're going to step offline and block. Agezuki. Punch up, grabbing their hair or the back of the head as much as possible. The hair typically works best because you actually have something to grip. Knee strike, and then back off. That's typically going to end a fight rather quickly. Right, so in the kata, right, we do this, we do our agezuki, grab, knee, and then move forward as we do this double body block, right? And you could do that, right? I guess typically what you would do is just knock them over, okay? So from the block, the punch to the face, the grab, knee, doing that kind of just pushes them over and pushes them forward as you then step back, okay? I would typically end it with the knee and step back, assess the situation and what's going on around you, okay? All right, so as the attacker, what does that look like, right? Here, you yell, or you don't yell. MP kumite, hai, hai. All right, so I'm gonna move forward with my kick. That gets blocked, right, with the gedan. Now I open up my body. Here comes the agezuki to my under the chin, all right? Then my hair gets grabbed and pulled into that knee, and that probably is gonna drop me, put me out. If not, I'm just standing here holding my nose because it's probably broken, or I'm holding my face or my teeth or my, anything in this area that's probably been hurt pretty badly. Definitely your eyes are watering with tears. You're not gonna be able to see very well after a knee to anywhere in the facial area. All right, so let's try it again a couple times. Again, your opponent, the attack is just that kick. That's all they have to do. Because then your agezuki, hair grab, knee. Right? Let's try that a couple times. Again, think about it more, not as much of the kata as it is a kumite here. This is a fight. All right, so think of it more in that situation, that context. Shizentai. MP kumite. Hai. Hai. Very good. Also, all right, don't be afraid to use both hands. All right, so even though that kick has come in and you've blocked it off to the side, okay, because it is a rear leg kick, when they're here, the kick is blocked off to that side, right, because you've stepped in and blocked over here. That opens up the body, okay, the punch comes in, and now the hair pull and grab down. All right, so from here, then we go to the agezuki. Sorry, we stepped. Agezuki, grab. Don't be afraid to grab with both hands to get the knee in, and then back up. All right, you don't have to keep that hand because it was down here and it stays there in the kata and then moves to this hikite position. All right, unless you're trying to pull their leg. Let's say you've done the block and now you're grabbing their pants leg or their foot or their ankle and you're pulling as you punch and then throwing the knee. That's going to take them completely off their feet. Okay, that's obviously something you can do as well. And easily, when you're working with someone, you can discover that. All right, so from the side, MP Kumite, hai, hai, grab, knee, push and pull. Right? That's something that you can do. Or MP Kumite, hai, hai. Okay, so you have two options there, or you probably have a multitude of options there, but what I'm kind of giving you is the fact that every opponent's going to act differently and react differently. So just because you've blocked, maybe you've stepped into that block, and now you grab their gi, their pants, right, their ankle, their shoe, it just happened to be right there. So you just held on to it. The punch, pulling, knee strike, they're going to fall down. They're going to be on their back or on their butt at that point. Okay, so again, something to be very careful with if you're working with a partner here, but it's something you can kind of practice. Throw it around a little bit. Say, you know what, does that really work? Can I really grab your leg, right, and hold on to it against mine here as I grab your head and pull that knee, right? I'm just dropping you. Could that actually work? I think it could. Especially maybe for a shorter person, right? Someone maybe who's right at your height. Now, a taller person, it may not work because they have really long legs, and you pulling their leg may only just pull them closer to you, giving you more opportunity for that head, for that to come into your knee. Okay. Let's try this again from this side. We'll try it both ways, just because we now know that this is an option. Ready? MP Kumite. Hai. Hai. Try with the leg grab and pull. Ready? MP Kumite. Hai. Hai. Alright. Very nuanced as far as the difference, because you're either, actually there is a difference, and the difference is whether you're grabbing with both hands to the head or you're pulling that leg back to your side, like again in Hikite, because we've blocked, and you're pulling. Right, versus the block, the double grab for that knee. Okay, but again, that is a great kumite or bunkai to pull out of the kata MP. I would have liked to go over Kankusho as well, and if this is again something that you enjoy, we can definitely do this more. But this is absolutely something that you should be doing on your own. As an advanced student, you should be able to look at any kata, pull some kumite and bunkai from it, again, real world application, to say, how would I actually do this set of Kihon techniques in the real world? Because that's what all kata was, right? All the Japanese that put kata together, put it together so that you could learn how to string your Kihon techniques together in a fight. So it is an imaginary fight where they have strung together various Kihon techniques for the belt level that they're learning at that point. All right, so that was the whole point of kata. Okay. All right, so let's come back to center of class. Yoi. Sudachi. Right. Yoi. Seiza. All right, today's meditation, I want you to take any of the kata that we've gone through today, break down some of the bunkai from it, apply it, think about it as you go through it in your mind. How would you apply it? You can do the ones that we've actually done, right? You can just take MP that we just did and kind of think about it in your mind. What does it look like as you're doing each of those techniques? What does your opponent look like? What is your opponent reacting? How are they reacting? Does it feel real? Okay? So, 目数読め。先生に礼。立ち。よい。すぐ立ち礼。よい。Pulse. All right, thank you students for joining me for this class. I really appreciate it. And I hope you really got something out of it. Again, as an advanced student, you really should understand a lot of these kata and how they're broken down anyway into the bunkai. Getting some good practice in today and then turning some of those bunkai into kumite that you can actually practice with a partner. All right, so again, thank you for joining me. We'll see you in the next class.